Hi and welcome to this cold and moisty morning in Sweden. My name is Göran Bengtsson and today I want to show you how to use rectified maps, historical rectified maps, and the app Avenza Maps. We are at Halland. Halland is a county in the west part of Sweden, with the salt water in the west and forest in the inland. This area has been settled since Ice Age, several thousand years ago. All this has left a great impact to the nature, if you only can find it. And here is where historical maps can help you to find all this. Sweden has one of the biggest collection of historical maps in the world. To use them is fantastic to find out how the landscape was, how it looks like for several hundred years ago. But to use these maps in the physical, in the nature, is impossible because some of them are over 2 meters long, so it's impossible. But if you rectify them and georeference them, you can have them in your mobile phone with the app Avenza Maps and find out all these things that show up in the maps. Houses, mills, ancient acres, meadows, forest, everything you want to know. Here are some examples that you can find in old maps. Houses from different periods in history, churches, mills, fields and meadows. Yes, the list can be very long, but in order to find all those remains in nature, you have to rectify these maps before. So just follow me to my desktop and I'll show you how I made these rectified maps, these historical rectified maps. Come on. With this method, rectified historical maps installed in the Avenza Maps app, I have managed to identify over 2,000 watermills, from the northern part of the Halland county to the central part of the region. This is an overview map where I collect all mills, where every single dot represents one mill site. And to do this, I have so far rectified almost as many historical maps that are now available for download to the Avenza store for the benefit and pleasure of other local history researchers. As I already said, we are lucky in Sweden. We can freely download high-resolution maps all over Sweden. This is from Hallands County and Sällstorp Parish. Let's see what we can find there. So we'll take a look at this. Yes, I think this map will suit us well. Beside this map, I have also found one from 1797 and one from 1960. The one from 1960 is essential to get this work done. So let's start with that. I use QGIS as software for rectifying maps. There are other applications to choose between, but this suits me well. It's competent and it's free to use. I have now started up QGIS with an empty main window. My tools for make the rectification is property boundary. I have cultural heritage. I have LiDAR, topographic, of course Google Maps. I have orthophoto from 1960 and from 1975. I have also a grid orthophoto. This is very useful in our first task. I have uploaded the map from 1916 in the georeference window. So let's get started to set some points that corresponding to the real world. We started with that corner and highlight the grid orthophoto. The upper corner there. Lower left. Lower right. With this just four corner, you got a roughly rectifying. But it's quite enough. This is just meant to be a guide for our progress work. So we choose thin spline, plate spline is a transformation, and we change the name to TPS and start the rectification. Ready? Now it should, yes, look at that, and let's check if this was right. We choose the topographic. You have the village Vedige there, and you have a river. Let's check. Yeah, that should be right. Okay. That was the first step. In this map from 1859, there are not less than 8 mills, known mills, along a creek. The first one we have there, you have the creek here, the blue line. The first there, and we have another there. Zoom out, follow the creek around, and the next one is there, and we have two close to each other. Another one there, and this one I'm curious about. Let's see if we can find that in the nature. This building, this craft, I'm also very curious about. If we can find out in the country. It's an old craft. So let's see. This time it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. I have already upload a map from 1859 in the georeference window. And here it is. Now we have to look for some points or some structure. The best part is the property boundary, because they haven't changed so much from 1859 to 1960. So let's try. Back to this map. I know that we are in this area. I think we highlight the property boundary. As you can see, they are not corresponding exactly to the four-corner map we did, but it's quite good enough to get an orientation. So this angel, I'm pretty sure is corresponding to this one. That was our first, and we can see we can find some spot over here. Oh, sorry. Yes, you have a straight angle here, and it's not straight here, as you can see. So we take a chance and put one there. There. Let's see if we can find something here. Yes, I think there are two corners we can use. One, two. So this angle should be the same as here. Hope you don't get this in your head going back and forward like this. Okay, no doubt about that. Yes, for sure. Now I'm not that sure anymore. So it should be that structure, but I think we go for this instead. Okay, we have some point, and that is enough to make a first roughly rectifying. So this time we will not choose thin plate spline. Instead we take polynomic. And make first rectifying. So I think it's ready. Let's have a check. Oh, it looks pretty good. Pretty good. As you can see, this part, the right part, we haven't. We have not the map from 1960 there, unless I haven't already done that. So let's highlight it. I think we should go further with this part. And now we can also check if there are any remains in the landscape that you can see in LiDAR. Sometimes you can see old stone walls and other things that you can trust. Not in this case. Let's see in the orthophoto from 1960. Yes, you can see something line up there. But no, nothing to rely on. So we just have to take the property boundary. On there. On there. So after a while I have got some more points on the map, but in this place I want more point, and I can't find any good in the property boundary because they differ too much. So let's try with orthophoto 1975 if we can find something. No, 1960. Yes, I think we got some here. And how about LiDAR? Well, not that bad either. But I think orthophoto 1960 is better. So, okay, let's see. You know, we have the eventually mill here. That's why I want high accuracy in this area. So 1 point there and 1 point there. This could be enough. Yes. So let's make a new rectifying. We choose thin plate spline and change the name so we know what method we have choose. And start it all over again. And after a long waiting, it soon is ready. There it is. Let's see. Let's check this area. We can also see that there is one structure here, the old field corresponding to that corner, nearly at most. But it was this area that was interesting, so let's focus on this You see the creek almost in the same spot there. Okay, it's good enough. The next map, the one from 1797, is very complex. It takes a long time to find all the checkpoints. So I have already done that. Let's have a look. In order to success with this, I have to take help from other nearby old historical maps around this area. So let's see how this looked like after rectifying. TPS. So, and now we wait, and wait, and wait. To rectify these old maps from late 1800th century, is very difficult. Sometimes you can spend several hours, sometimes a whole day, only to find in the end that the task was impossible. But for the most, you are happy to succeed with these maps. And here is the result. Let's see how this one corresponding to the previous map. I'm also curious if the mills from this map from 1797, if one of those mills corresponding to the map in the previous, the map from 1859. Let's see. These three mills seems to corresponding pretty good. And those, yes, absolutely fine. As you see, this house does not exist 1797. But let's see if this shows up. No. There are more mills east from this, but it's not on this map from 1959. So, okay, we have to upload this map, both of them in Avenza Maps, and let's get out to the nature, out to this mill creek, and see what we can find. Come on, follow me. Hello again. Now let's see what we did on the computer yesterday. If you remember, there was a building on one of the maps. A building is called Gamla Dala. In English is Old Valley, you can say. So now let's see. You have it here on the map, this building, and it looked like we are very close to this building. So let's go and find out. Oh yes, here it is. The old remains of the building. The top you can see there, over there, is the remains of the chimney. And further on you have the old stone cellar where I kept all the foods that has to be kept cold. Look at all these evergreens that are surrounding the old buildings. I think the correct name in English is evergreen, I'm not sure. We call it vintergröna in Sweden. Once upon a time, this was a place where children runs around the houses. A woman and a man to plow the earth and held cows and sheep, maybe goats around here. Now it's all gone. The remains of a hard-working people long time ago. But now let's see if we can find one of the mills. One of the mills we found on the map yesterday. Come on. Okay, let's see if we can find the remains of this mill that once upon a time was here. So let's go further. Let Avenza Maps guide us right. Oh yes, there it is, the long inlet channel to let the water into the mill. The long distance was only for get high fall enough to the mill. So let's see if we can find the remains of the mill that should be lying on the other side. Let's go further. Oh yes, no doubt about this is a mill. You see all the millstones left on the ground. And if you look on the other side of the creek, you see the foundation or the postament from the mill. Still. Okay folks, that was all for today. But I think you are curious how this old mill looks like once upon a time. So just follow me to one of those 8 mill houses still left in this valley. Come on. Okay, let's have a look how it looks like inside. Yeah, there's not so much to say. There is the keeper for the crops, which falls out into the millstones inside this box. Okay, thanks for listening how to make historical rectified maps. And thank you Avenza Maps for making this possible. Thank you, bye.